Well, hello there. I'm Marty Whitney with ARTitude Adjustment, and I'd like to welcome you. I usually don't do this until 3 o'clock every afternoon, but this morning I realized I have a conflict. And this afternoon I've got to be over in Tampa, so I better do this early. We are working on the alcohol ink bookmarks, and yesterday we did these. I've kind of jazzed them up a little bit, so you can see that out of all of those, I've applied some of my white ink, which I do with a Signo marker. It's called a Signo broad marker, and so I really enjoy using them because they can kind of do some real fun things with your art. I also put a Bible verse on one, and this is about traveling and being safe. For he will command his angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways. And that's for safe travels. So why don't we go ahead and get started. I'm going to, let's see if I can put me in a little bitty, there. So now you can see me and hear me talk. I also have a bone. This is what I use to help in folding, and all I'm going to do here is fold these in half. We talked about this the other day. This is Yupo paper that I'm using. It's watercolor paper, and it works really well with alcohol inks. This is a 5x7, and when you fold it in half, it makes a perfect size bookmark. So, like I said, I usually do this in the afternoons, and I hate it when I have to go off my schedule. But all I'm doing is fold. Let me see if I can get this a little bit easier for you to see. I'm just folding these in half, and I'm going to use the bone to try to just flatten these a little bit and make it easier whenever I put them in the laminator. If you'll remember the other day, we did two of these when I had let them dry overnight. The alcohol ink is made by Ranger and Tim Holtz, and I have a collection of a gazillion because I've taught a lot of classes in this. It's a wonderful class to teach because it's something you can go home with that afternoon or take home with you and then give it away as a gift. So I'm trying to get this as flat as I can for this. This is beautiful. And I did put my initials on here somewhere. Okay, now I'm going to do the Bible verse the same. And I have the laminator set up. I have a Scotch thermal laminator. I'm just real careful with it because you don't want to leave it on or anything. And I put it up every time anyway that I use it. Takes just a couple of seconds for these to run through, and you get 3 at a time off of a sheet. So this is what the laminating sheet looks like. It's double, of course, and I'm going to put the bookmarks up to the edge. It's folded over. I'm going to put it up to the edge. And prepare these for the laminator. Like I said, this makes it very cost effective because you're doing 3 at a time. I did come on a couple of minutes later, but I had to go back to our motorhome. Some of you may not know, my husband and I travel full-time in our motorhome, and we are in Webster, Florida right now. You know what? I don't know if I'd try 4 in here, but it looks like it could hold it if you wanted to. Hey, come on in. I'm doing a Facebook Live. I am. I'm doing a Facebook Live, but I'll be through in just a second. So, anyway, we're gonna put this in the laminator right now, and in just a minute, I will have this already. Now, I'm putting it, starting with the flat side of the sheet of paper. It'll go in there easier and probably won't skew that way. And it's not cooperating over here. Okay, we just gotta take it easy. And my friend Linda just came in, and I'm in the activities room of Florida Grand Motor Coach Resort, and this is where we all stay for the winter, where it's always warm and the sun is always shining. Right, Linda? Sure. Yeah. So I'm just feeding this into the laminator. It just feeds itself, and I'm going to try to turn this one so it isn't so skewed. So it takes care of itself, and that's why it's so nice. Okay, I'll do a little bit of trimming on this, and then it's ready to be stamped. I'll put a hole in it, and then we'll be ready for tassels to be put in there. Let me see if I can direct. That may be asking for trouble, huh? When I start turning this around. Ooh. This is the laminator. And see, it's not very big, and it's ready for me right now. So you see, that didn't take very long. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this cool off, and then I'm going to trim it, and it'll be ready for gift giving. Like I said, I like that you can do a lot of different things to these. Like I put pencils on there, and it's two-sided. It's a beautiful bookmark to give away to someone with a gift. And I'm going to turn off my power to this so it can be cooling off, my laminator. And I'm thinking that I will make a bunch of these and have them for our next memorial service, because that will be meaningful to a lot of people. So I'd like to thank you for being here today. I'm sorry that I won't be here at 3 this afternoon, but I'm Marty Whitney with ARTitude Adjustment, and I teach fun art, not fine art. Thank you so much for being here. Bye-bye now.